South African health observation contributors and consumers, all protocols observed. It is indeed a great honor and a privilege to welcome you all to the third NEOSS Communities of Practice Integrated Workshop. This annual workshop brings together stakeholders across South Africa's Earth observation and space innovation ecosystem to strengthen collaborations, to share progress and challenges, build alignment around national priorities, build capacity at provincial and local spheres of government, especially as we operationalize platforms such as South African Knowledge Hub and localized Earth observation tools to support decision-making, problem-solving, resource allocation, etc. at all levels. Our theme this year, building momentum, driving national uptake in Earth observation and space, reminds us of the collective journey we are on to translate Earth observation and space-based technologies into the real-world action and societal benefit. Today's gathering brings together partners from government, academia, industry, and civil society, all of whom play a vital role in shaping South Africa's Earth observation and space innovation landscape. To give you a quick overview of today's, in our opening session, we will both hear from the global and local perspective on Knowledge Hub and officially launch South Africa's SA platform. The second session takes a deeper look at the findings from the Earth Observation Maturity Indicator process, which gives us a national baseline across policy, infrastructure, and engagement. After lunch, we will move into an interactive session where the communities of practice will reflect together on how to turn these insights into concrete actions. Before we proceed, I'm going to ask that we give an opportunity to CSIR ICC Safety Officer to share with us a short brief safety measures and so that we can be comfortable in a meeting. Okay. Thank you so much. We can come to that item later on. In the moment, we're still waiting for them. So, based on the background of today's session, we invite you to engage fully, ask questions, and look forward to the rich program that we have for today. And I would like us to take this opportunity to welcome Ms. Luleka Makapela to give us a recap on the workshop and training outcome that we had in 2024. So please welcome me Please join me as we welcome Ms. Luleka Makapela to give us a background on 2024 recap workshop.
Thank you so much, Flora. Good morning, everybody. Are we happy to be here today? Okay. If you can just give me a moment to locate the presentation for just to give you the highlights of last year. I hope it's projecting. That's it. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's really, truly a pleasure to be once again back with you here and celebrating the 3rd annual COP integrated workshop. I mean, we are on the 3rd already. So I think it's important that we just take a moment to reflect on particularly what we agreed on last year, so that we are able to showcase, where we are today, because all of our work, especially at NEOSS, is all about community. It's all about what we agreed to do, and again, we are back here so that we can fulfill that commitment on what we've set out to do. So I don't know if it's somebody from the ICC for the safety. Okay, so I will just give a few moments to them, because it's important as part of the protocols of the CSIR that we go through all of the safety measures. So over to you, Sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ICC. My name is Jowe Mkachwa, the Setup and Safety Coordinator. In case of an emergency, there will be an alarm. Please do not panic, do not run. Take what you can, walk calmly. Our fire wardens will escort you to the assembly area. Just as you go out of the reception, you turn left, there's the assembly area. If you're not feeling well, please let us know. We have an occupational nurse on standby to assist you, and will assist with the ambulance. We hope it does not get to that. Please look out for slips and trips. If there's anything you need, please let our friendly staff know. Please use the hand sanitizers all across the venue. Please look out after your personal belongings, because this is a public building. Thank you very much. Enjoy your session.
Thank you so much for that. I think it's important that we always observe the safety protocols. So anyway, before we begin, at least allow me to acknowledge everybody that is here, the distinguished participants that are joining us today, both in person and online. And we also recognize those who have already apologized. At least we have a community who indicated to us, listen, we have other engagements, but we are with you. So firstly, my colleagues from the CSIR, I just saw my boss, our interim executive manager coming through. Thank you for supporting us, sir. Representatives from the Department of Science and Innovation, I see them on, they are here, Mr. Misang, Fikiswa, everybody else, thank you for joining, and thank you for supporting the program and continuously supporting us. Partners from the South African National Space Agency, we have you here, we welcome you. Our dedicated communities of practice coaches, guys, let's give them a hand. I don't think people recognize the work that they have to go through on a monthly basis to make sure that we have programs like this and that they represent the community as well. So we really welcome you. I've noticed the members of the South African Air Force, we welcome you here. The broader community, let's do it. It's very important for you to be here, and we welcome you, and we always appreciate the continued collaboration. The broader community, from the business, academia, the civil society, everybody, we really, we really welcome and really appreciate, honestly, the continued commitment, the support to our program. And last but not least, our esteemed partners from the Geosecretariat, they are joining online from the Global Group on Earth Observation Secretariat, and they will be joining this panel this morning. We welcome them because we've begun this journey with them even last year in terms of the capacity building and training. They are here as we launch some of what we've done, so we really appreciate them as well. Honestly, to everybody, we thank you for your support, and we thank you for the leadership. We thank you for the commitment to our work. So let me end by saying all protocols observed. So if I have not mentioned you, please know that in my heart I have. So today, of course, we For us, we don't see this as just a meeting, we just see it now as a tradition. This is our tradition that we want to keep, because this is the place where we are able to come connect, come and reflect, come and put forward the next vision of our work. So it is important for us as we are here. We know we come with that attitude that we are here to reaffirm, we are here to recommit, we are here to re-energize, and and be able to come up with a very good program for our community. And for me, of course, like I said, I have to take you through the recap of last year, 2024, so that at least we are able to connect the dots of what we've done last year in terms of the commitments we made and what we actually achieved. So first of all, thank you to the partners for last year that we had, both from the regional AfriGeo to the Group on Earth Observations, to SANSA, Digital Earth Africa, GeoGlam. So these were the partners last year, and MFT. MFT, I think I saw Evan here, so I'm not so sure. So thank you so much, colleagues, for the support last year. We always encourage. We're still looking for other supporters, collaborators, and sponsors for the National Space Conference. So I guess I'm talking to a community that's gonna raise the hand here. So in terms of participants, last year we had a total of 160, largely from the public sector, with a very growing number for us for the private sector. It looks small for the communities of practice, but it's much more bigger for the National Space Conference. In terms of, like we said, we always look at the 3 Gs, the gender, geography, and representation. In terms of the location, we are always largely Gauteng, representing 74% in here, with the Western Cape, coming at 9%, and the international community at 9%. Of course, we do understand why those stats look like that. We don't like it. We do these things here at the CSIR ICC. We do see that there is a need for us to actually reach out to all the other provinces, or maybe to change the venues. But please bear with us as the community. We still appreciate that you join, and at least try to join online if you cannot make it. But we have those ones that, we still have zero participation, and that we are hoping with the word going around that we'll be able to reach, like the Northern Cape and the Free State. In terms of gender, of course, I think for us we're doing good in terms of male and female, because for us representativity is very important, and we try to make sure that we boost that in the participation in the program as well. In terms of the generation, you will see that, the youth are really, the large component of our community is still the youth, with, of course, the middle ones, also really playing a bigger part, meaning we have a really big role to ensure that we integrate the young people into our programs. So by the way, let me just announce, I don't know if they are here, so the youth already has been starting a very strong program. Mr. Dan is there with, really encouraging the youth to put together a program, and let me say they represented us very well. It's just that I don't see some of them at the Group on Earth Observations during the youth, session. So we really appreciate, what the youth is doing. So we really have an active youth, and we know that they are in the process of formulating their own community of practice. So if you are young and here, make sure that you connect with me, connect with Dan, you connect with some of the young people as well. In terms of gender representation in the program, last year it was 59-41. Of course, we always try to make sure that we do reach a sort of equity in terms of this. The training last year, Actually, I just wanted to ask by a show of hands, how many people attended the training and the workshop last year? Okay, no. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending it, and I hope you enjoyed it. We also welcome those that it is the first time. So maybe some of the things and the words we'll be saying here are going to be a little bit foreign to you, because last year we really took them through a whole lot of training, especially because for last year's program, the capacity building component really focused on ensuring that we present some of the tools, some of the already existing programs from the Geo Knowledge Hub that you're going to hear a lot about today, the GeoGLEM, which is the Geo Global, it's the Geo, what do you call it? Can you imagine?
Flagship.
I forgot what the GLEM now means. So anyway,
Flagship.
yes,
For
it's a flagship.
food security and agriculture.
Yes, it's a flagship for food security. I wanted the whole name, the global monitoring of whatever. So then, the Digital Earth Africa, you can see, guys, that's why, you must not put lawyers here. So, and then there's the Digital Earth Africa, then we have the EO maturity indicator methodology. So we took you through the methodology last year, and I don't know if you remember, we also did a survey that was completed by around 80 of our community members. That survey was seeking to really get to understand, to make inputs into that, to that EOMI. Our colleague, Mr. Ernest from the Geosecretariat actually presented it. But now for the Geo-Knowledge Hub, of course, we have the team online. We also did a participatory EOMI assessment where we engaged with you on it, on what are really the critical areas that we need to look at. We also, lastly, because it's very, very important to us, because we already have products and services that are, within our South African National Space Agency. So Dr. Mudau and the team, they did take us through all of the available tools, decision-making tools and products that SANSA is already, having. So in terms of the summary of what we agreed to last year, because it's very important, of course, we took you through this, so I won't focus on the training sessions. We trained you on all the tools. Some people got some certificates. I don't know who didn't get, but I did see that there were some certificates still left. We also, of course, on the 5th of June, this is where we, focused on, the EO, the national, the EOMI in terms of how can we enhance the national EO readiness through the assessment so that we are able to showcase the local EO capabilities. So what the EOMI does, it helps us as the community to be able to identify what capabilities, what capacities that we have, or what policy frameworks that supports that, really looking at how the entire ecosystem within South Africa looks like. But then the intention for that is for us to understand the status of where we are now, so that we can, be able to identify the gaps that will help us to know where we want to go and what what are the areas that we want to critically make more investments on. So we have to remember that. So the way it is structured is so that we can be able to assess that. And the other aspect of it is that you get sort of a percentage, a maturity card that tells you that in terms of capability, where are you as a country, even in comparison with other countries. So this has been done into so many other countries, like Brazil. I think we will get to some of that in the afternoon. So we took you through that on the day 2. And then we had the workshop on the last day, which was really looking at how we can align all of these advancements that we have learned through the training session to our local needs and national priorities. And, so, we had a whole session that looks at, the state of EO, and the future trends. We looked at, the technologies and the relevance, local capacity, and the areas of collaboration. And of course, we also looked at the EO assessment. But in terms of now, the reflections, some of the outcomes, which is I believe it's important for us here, we agreed that it's important that we integrate some of these outcomes into our strategies and work plans, because if we have the outcomes, now what do we do with these outcomes? If there are gaps, how do we fill in these gaps? So that's really what we're going to do in the next session, bringing you, the outcomes of that process so that we can look at now how do we look forward. We said it's important that we need to have EO use cases that are, that are used to demonstrate the local collaboration. And as NEOSS, we've done that. Has anyone seen some of the calls that have been coming out for NEOSS? I just want to see if the community is receiving. Have you been seeing the calls for proposals and all of those things last year? Okay, so you see, we're getting there. You see, we've actioned, we've listened. Then, of course, I think we did see that there's really a need to strengthen interagency coordination so that we have, a number of, I think, more of the infrastructure that supports some of the work that we do. Of course, we talked about the importance of, having this workshop. So you told us last year that we need to call you to tell you the results. We had thought that we would have been able to have called you before this one, but I think it's actually the right time to bring them to you. And these are some of the reflections, of course, for the training. We wanted to finalize and circulate the EOMI, which we are going to present today. We agreed to have support for the EO infrastructure, not particularly for the SA Geo-Knowledge Hub, but for the infrastructure, and to develop targeted capacity building activities, which are the trainings that we will also continue to offer, because once the Geo-Knowledge Hub is launched, we believe that you as the community, because we need you, we need your support, we need we need the resources from you to be able to make the Geo-Knowledge Hub much more enhanced in terms of resources in it, in terms of databases, in terms of publications, in terms of the knowledge packages that we're going to create as the community. And of course, we said some of the actions is to encourage more open contributions of resources and methods, which is what we are doing. So I think for me, that's where, that is as far as I could remember from last year. There's a lot that happened last year, but before I stop at Chair, before you kill me, I would like to just play a little video from last year. Hope I can find it, and I hope it's the one.
Good day, my name is Dr. Kenneth Mubea with Dish South Africa as Capacity Development Lead. Our program has been there the last 4 years, trying to work with different governments across Africa, working specifically in different sectors from agriculture, water, and land resource management, and empowering people in decision making. There are many opportunities with this program, which is free, providing free data sets in analysis-ready format so that we can empower from space to village, leaving no one behind.
So the Earth Observation Maturity Indicator methodology is one of the innovative frameworks that the GEO community has developed. And the whole idea is to support countries systematically assess their EO activities, to understand the gaps they have, and to help them assess important information that can help them improve decision making when it comes to issues around environmental monitoring, climate change, and sustainable development goals.
I would like to believe that the sport project that we initiated then with still CSR in 2006 had promoted access to data for the decision makers, but it also created an opportunity also for industry to access data and develop solutions. So we created Fundisa Discs, which were given to universities and also to schools. So I think that project contributed to promoting the use of Earth observation in government. It stimulated industry development, and it also created awareness in the schools and also at the university. I would like to also add that it promoted also research at the university because we were able to provide data for the universities to also use to support research.
So thank you so much. I think that's where my presentation in terms of the highlights. And I just want to encourage you, I mean, we have this one day to go through everything that we have done, I think from us as the community. Please take this time to reflect, like we have said, and engage us on what we, where we can improve, what else we need to do. So as you sit here, please sit knowing that we've called you here so that we can get all the inputs in terms of taking our programs forward. So I will hand over to you, Chair. Let me just help you before I leave.
Thank you so much, Lulu, for the powerful presentation on the feedback from our previous engagement. Thank you so much. Colleagues, let me make you laugh. I forgot to introduce myself. And I do support Lulu when she says maybe sometimes we must host this kind of engagements in our provinces so that this skill and the language of the community of practice can be transmitted at a higher percentage. So thank you so much for the opportunity once again. My name is Flora Magala. I'm from Ngaka municipality in the Northwest Province. And I am a year-old serving in the community of practice for spatial planning and human settlement. So I do appreciate the opportunity to be the chair today. It is indeed a great honor. And we are moving with our program. We are a little bit left behind, but we are moving. And I would like to take this wonderful opportunity once more to say with the foundation we have received from Ms. Lulega Makapela, we now move to the international stage. The Geo Knowledge Hub is a global platform that connects countries, communities, and tools for better decision making. And I am delighted to introduce Paula, Philippe, and Kalam Kas from the Geo Secretariat to share the insights into this critical initiative at a global scale. So thank you so much. I will now give over to our speakers online, which are representing the Geo Secretariat. Over to you, Tim.
Thank you very much, Flora, and thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for inviting us to be there with you, although only online we wish to be there in presence. Our deep thanks for inviting us and for the long-standing collaboration we have been having with the entire team, Lulu, Kwanele, and we're truly honored to be part of this community of practice and being able to present to you the advancements that happen within the Geo Knowledge Hub. The Geo Knowledge Hub is constituted of a team of 3 people, myself as a coordinator, Felipe Carlos as a developer, and Kalam Cassius in Canova as a content curator with deep contact with knowledge provider. We're part of Geo, and we're truly convinced that our world is facing as unprecedented socio-environmental challenges that are happening everywhere. And these challenges are, in fact, almost the same nature everywhere. And we believe, we're convinced that open Earth observation data and knowledge are crucial in addressing these global socio-environmental challenges. Climate change, natural disaster, food security and agriculture, and many more. In GEO, which is the global partnership involving 116 governments and more than 162 participating organizations that are ranging from academia, business, UN, civil society, we bring together Earth observation provider not only for data, but also for knowledge, solutions, applications. And by sharing this wealth of knowledge, we can accelerate the impact that Earth observation can have in each of the countries. So, openness as a principle for GEO has been always at the core of every action. At the birth of GEO in 2005, governments got together and started to discuss the importance of sharing Earth observation data. In 2012, we had the birth of the data sharing principle. And in 2021, convinced that data is critical, but knowledge is even more powerful because we are sharing the complexity of solutions. So GEO has embraced what we call the open knowledge statement in 2021. So these principles are grounded in extremely solid principles. The data sharing principles are a must for GEO members, for GEO participating organization on the importance to share data, remote sense data, in situ data, and empowering inside the country, empowering the country itself, not to work as a silo, but to work as a one. And the same with the open knowledge statement has embraced this direction of open knowledge. Within the GEO Data Knowledge Working Group, of which the GEO Knowledge Hub responds to, we gather a variety of community stakeholders to address data policy, data sharing, data governance, because all these elements are extremely important. We have a subgroup that is dealing with in situ data, and I would like to highlight here that one of the chair of the in situ data subgroup is Leo Chiloan from South Africa. The in situ data group is working on releasing a geo in situ data strategy that can empower the global, regional, and national level on in situ data management, not to lose any bit of data that is collected, but to empower this investment on Earth observation gathering. The second subgroup is data sharing and data management principle, who are setting the scene on how do we share the data, how well managed are our data, how well documented are our data. And so data management is as important as data collection. And the third subgroup is looking at the data license, the software license, as we know that open data requires to be setting a specific data license on which we set the condition at which the data can be used or not. And so this part, which is very specifically focusing on the law and policy part, where we require experts, we get the benefit of having Earth observation expert on law and policy, and therefore guiding the entire community, global, regional, and national communities, on identifying what are the best data licenses. All these aspects, which are a bit invisible normally to the entire Earth observation domain, are crucial to move forward on solid principles. So we're not only meeting to discuss issues, we're meeting to move forward resources and tools, such as the self-assessment tool for data management, the verification tool for in situ data. We're moving forward a number of dialogue series on those elements, and as well on GREX, which is the in situ data requirement tools, but as well the GeoKnowledge app, which is a tool to serve entire geo communities, again, global, regional, and national level, implementing what we say, the Earth intelligence for all. In the GeoPost 2025 strategy, what we read at several stages of the document, that there is a global partnership where data providers, users from all community work together, reducing duplication and faster action. And what we hear again is that commitment to full open access to Earth observation data, knowledge, products, and services. The commitment to promote data and knowledge sharing, and the co-development of services that empower the users to make decisions at the right time. So, again, our world is facing the same typology of issues across the entire world. And we believe that by having a centralized digital library where knowledge provider researchers are sharing openly applications that do respond to climate change, deforestation, drought, flood monitoring, wildfires, food security, and many more, we can accelerate this impact as one country can learn from another country how they are dealing with flood monitoring, how they are dealing with drought response, and so forth. But by sharing this wealth of knowledge, we need a variety of items that we call knowledge resources. So we're getting gently into the core of the GeoKnowledge app, which is this centralized digital library that provides access to users, thanks to the commitment of data and knowledge providers. So GeoKnowledge app was born operationally in July 2022. In fact, we are now celebrating 3 years old. We're very young, but extremely motivated to move forward and to grow up together. This is a community engagement platform that is based on a cloud-based digital library, is based on a fully open source solution to preserve, disseminate, support the reuse of Earth observation application developed by the entire geo community. This is the core of the soul of the GeoKnowledge app. When it was born, this was exactly the objective. It is still the objective, with some slight changes over the years. By engaging with the community, we've been maturing and evolving, and will be sharing with you this evolution. So open the data, open the solutions, open the knowledge, preserve it over time, and allowing the community to use it and reuse it. because we believe that open resources implies collaboration, and open resources accelerate the impact, as when a country experiences a specific socio-environmental problem, can learn, can get to know the variety of solutions that are made available by the global community, by the regional community, or by the country itself to accelerate the impact. Obviously, lack of these open resources can lead to creation of silos. And we know that alone we're not so strong as we are as a community. So what is so specific of the GeoKnowledge app? We said data is very important, but data alone is not enough. We want to share the entire application. So within an application, which is dealing with drought monitoring, for example, we need satellite imagery, we need in situ data, there are processing scripts, algorithms, workflows, data results, articles, and notes. Often, all these elements need to have these metadata, title, description, license, and everything that allow somebody who's not the father or the mother of this data or an application can understand to reuse. Each of those elements have files and auxiliary resources like documentation, articles, and others. And often, what we are witnessing is that satellite data are in a specific platform, in situ data are in another platform, processing scripts are somewhere else, probably in GitHub, the workflows also might be in GitHub, the data results is in another platform, articles and notes are somewhere else, probably publication in Nature and everywhere. So there, the need of unifying all these essential ingredients to reuse that specific application in what we call a knowledge package. And therefore, the user is able to discover all the essential ingredients that are needed to reproduce that specific application, again, as an example, for drought monitoring, by accessing one knowledge package. So all the elements we mentioned before, metadata files, auxiliary resources, are within the knowledge package. And not only, each of the knowledge resources will have their own essential description files, auxiliary resources. But more importantly, each of the knowledge resource and each knowledge package can be assigned, if they don't have it already, a digital object identifier, which will be that unique identification system, or globally recognized, to preserve it over time in a unique way. So by using this digital object identifier in the web, we'll be always to get back to that same resources or knowledge package. So our goal is to support the geo community towards open data and open knowledge on the implementation, on benefiting about this. But who is contributing so far within the GeoKnowledge Hub, knowing that we are 3 years old and since July 2022 we started to be operational thanks to the clearance of our executive committee. We have a variety of extremely valuable geo activities. Digital Earth Africa, with whom we just ended a series of webinars for user engagement. You would recognize GeoGlam, Space for Climate Observatories, Geo-Human Planet Initiative, and many, many more. So the community is there in the GeoKnowledge Hub and is incrementally participating to preserve their knowledge, to get the visibility that their work deserves, and they want to get in touch with the end users, to accelerate the impact as we, together by hosting, preserving, we are engaging with the end users, and this is the whole game, is making sure that whatever application is produced get to meet the users so that they can reuse it in their own place, in their own special extent, in their own country. And obviously, being geo provides a global and trusted and neutral environment to support this uptake of open data and open knowledge. So without further ado, I would like to give the floor to my colleague, Felipe Carlos, who will be providing you with a demo of the Geo Knowledge Hub. And then we'll go back to the last part of the presentation. Thank you very much, Felipe.
Okay, thank you so much, Paula. Can you see my screen? Okay. Hello everyone. Thanks a lot for having us today. It's a pleasure to be presenting a little bit about the Geo Knowledge Hub for you. So I will go to the Geo Knowledge Hub to show you how the content looks like in practice and how we materialize the concept of a knowledge package in the platform. So when we access the Geo Knowledge Hub main page, this is what we see. So basically from this page, we are able to explore all the content that is available in the Geo Knowledge Hub, and there is no login requirement, it's just search and access the content that is available. So from this part of the Geo Knowledge Hub, we have the possibility to get content by searching, like typing what we want. We have here the featured communities. I will come back to this later. We have here the possibility to browse using some thematic search. So let's say we want to explore the content available in the Geo Knowledge Hub by geo-focus areas like agriculture and food security, climate, energy and urbanization, and others. We can use these options. So we go to the focus we want, like applications related to agriculture and food security, and so on. Also, if we want, we can explore content related to geo-engagement priorities like Paris Agreement, Sustainable Development Goals, so we can explore content by specific ones, and also by convention, so like Minamata and Ramsar conventions. So these are thematic ways to explore the content available in the Geo Knowledge Hub. Also, just to mention, we have a list of latest packages, so we always show 3 packages, but of course, if we want, we can explore more applications. Then one last point is about the upcoming training and events. So here we show the list of events we have. So I don't know why it's not loading now, but yeah, we have this list of training and events. When we go up here, we can explore. So let's say I want a content related to mangrove. So what I will do is click in this button to search. And when I do that, I have the full list of applications and data sets, knowledge packages associated to the content I'm exploring. So in this case, I have here a list, for example, model as a result, knowledge package, books, data cubes, and so on. So all of these related to mangrove. And of course, I can filter and to get a more specific result using this left side menu. And one of the things I can do is search, for example, only for knowledge packages. So when I do that, I have this list of 4 packages. And one of the packages I want to show you today is this monitoring mangrove extent in Africa using Digital Earth Africa Data Cube. So this is one knowledge package from Digital Earth Africa. And when we access this knowledge package, we have access to all the resources around that application. So as Paul was saying to us, in one package, we have all the knowledge resources. So here we have, in this case, metadata like title, a description. We have also files explaining the context of the package. And here we have the knowledge resources. So knowledge resources inside one package are categorized in these categories. So dataset, publication software, and others. And when we click, we are able to see all the resources available in that category. So for example, if I want to explore the software associated to this application, I have here 2 resources associated. One is a Jupyter Notebook, and another is a computational environment. So when I click in one of those, so for example, the computational environment, I'm able to explore that specific resource. So the page structure looks like the same as we have for the package, but here we are exploring a specific resource. So in this case, we have a description about the computational environment provided by Digital Earth Africa. And if you want to learn more, we have a YouTube video here we can watch to learn more about this environment. And once I learn about this environment, if I want to run the Jupyter Notebook, I can come back to the software and say, and access the notebook itself. And here I have a description about the notebook and the notebook itself. So if I want, I can download this and run using the Digital Africa environment. So this is one example in how we can reuse something that is available. And of course, there are many other resources available. So for example, they have one training material available here in this other section. And also in the data sets, they have, they describe the data sets they use. So basically, this is an overview of a knowledge package in the GeoKnowledge Hub. And I have a few things to mention. First, in one knowledge package, it is possible to request training. So let's say we want to learn more about this application with a webinar, for example, or a one-on-one meeting. We can click here to request a training session, and then the knowledge provider will work with the GeoKnowledge Hub team to organize an activity, an event to provide this training to those who are requesting. So we also have the possibility to ask questions. So if we have questions, we want to interact with the provider, we can use this option, ask the provider. And here we have the feedback space where we can provide a feedback about the content available in the package. And the last thing I would like to mention is about the community itself. So if we go to the Digital Earth Africa community, so this package is associated with this community. When we access this community, we see a page for that specific community with all the content from the community. So in this case, is a Digital Earth Africa community, and here we have the full list of content Digital Earth Africa is sharing in the GeoKnowledge Hub. And of course, we have other communities. So if we click here, we see other communities like EuroGeo, GeoGlam, GeoLDN, and so on. And we included recently a new component in the GeoKnowledge Hub, which is the GeoKnowledge Hub Marketplace. So the GeoKnowledge Hub, as Paula mentioned, is all about open data and open knowledge. But in the Geo community, sometimes we have members who want to share applications that are not fully open. So for this, we created the GeoKnowledge Hub Marketplace. So this is a special place in the GeoKnowledge Hub where the community can share not fully open applications with some license, for example, a private license or a price. So this can be shared in this specific place. And just to show you, it's very quick. When we go and search for an application, we have the list of commercial items. And when we access one of those items, for example, lithoscope, we have the same look and feel as we have for the open part, but here we have special messages saying this is a commercial application, so we are able to contact the vendor, and a good description about what is that application about, some files about the application, and if possible, we also have this launch now, so we can go to the application and start exploring. So all of this is available in the GeoKnowledge Hub. So this is what I have to share, this quick overview about how the GeoKnowledge Hub looks like in practice. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Felipe, for this very good demo. I will share again my screen and continue with the rest of the presentation. Just 1 second, please. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
We can.
Okay. Thank you very much. So, if we can summarize the value of the GeoKnowledge Hub is that central digital library that connects the different elements for the users, but also in the interest of data and knowledge providers that can leverage the existence of this platform for sharing, showcasing, get in touch with the end users, whether it's open or also commercial. Often the knowledge providers in research projects, they have 3 years program, and then the program ends, and then some of the data are in someone's computer, somewhere are in the server, and so it is important to collectively adopt these common practices of getting our resources organized, curated, visible, and accessible to the community, whether it's open or commercial. Again, it is important to preserve, as this is the status of our planet today. And by being able to address our social environmental issues, we need to have access to the variety of resources. So the geoinfrastructure, since 1 year, is going through an extended revision. Obviously, the GeoKnowledge Hub is that component that is looking at the knowledge part, at the application part. And obviously, data and resources, satellite, in situ services, tools, and Earth observation derived are part of those variety of resources that will be made available by the geo infrastructure in a manner that, the user, if allow me this simplified comparison, is able to find, like going in a supermarket, I need to do, allow me an Italian dish, sorry, I'm Italian, I need to do a pizza, and I'll be able to find the right ingredients for my dish. And so through the geo-infrastructure, the user will be confronted with the 5W approach. Why are you looking for data? What is the problem you're trying to solve? Is agriculture, food security, water and land sustainability, and so forth. What is your profile? Who are you? Are you a developer? Are you a GIS specialist? Or are you a non-technical person? And by answering those preliminary questions, the geo-infrastructure will be triggering the right resources. Where and when? Where are you? Where is the problem that you're trying to solve, and what is the timeline? And what are the resources and existing knowledge? And by answering these 5W questions, we wish to guide the user to be able to discover, access, and reuse what is available. So the added value of the geo-infrastructure is by shifting from just data sharing and knowledge sharing on these curated scenario services to guide the end user, again, to discover, access, use, and reuse. So we know that often, obviously, we believe that the success of the geo-infrastructure is depending on the long-term sustainable contribution of the geo community. And we believe that by governing the geo infrastructure by open licenses can be extremely important. Yes, the GeoKnowledge Hub has been serving the geo community as a central repository at a global level. And since a number of discussions we have had within the Open Data, Open Knowledge workshop in 2023, in 2024, in 2025, we've been discussing a number of evolutions that are critical for the GeoKnowledge Hub within the geo community. We want to open, we want to curate, centralize, engage, preserve, but not always at global level. Because countries need to have the picture that is the most pertinent to the country itself, with the socio-environmental problems that are pertinent to the country itself in a dedicated way. So through this path, we work together with the community, with the several engagement with Lulu and her team, and by your own workshop on this discussion. We felt that, yes, we need to keep the global, but we need to move also to the local dimension. And the local dimension allows the National Geo-Knowledge Hub to contextualize on the problems, on the issues that are affecting the country itself, where Earth observation can have an impact. To engage the local communities and activities and have a national node of the Geo-Knowledge Hub that will be able to prompt with data and application that are pertinent to the country itself. And so the National Geo-Knowledge Hub is a new space where national geos can share local, specialized, issue-focused open data, open knowledge, as well as commercial for the marketplace. This provides a unique, dedicated environment for the country, as well being connected, because these two are not disconnected, to the global dimension. And so in the next presentation, you'll learn more. The National Geo-Knowledge Hub can have their own space based on the content that is available both at local and global level, and content and pages specialized for the national dimension. So we're extremely pleased that in the past months, we've been collaborating with South Africa. As pioneer, South Africa is the first country adopting this National Knowledge Hub, pioneering the way to implementation of these national nodes, still being connected to the global, but addressing issues and gathering and creating this strong local community at national level. And so again, we as a team are extremely pleased to be able to partner with you all to serve the direction you'll be willing to walk, and to make South Africa pioneer case a strong one to lead the way for other national knowledge hub. And with this, I really would like to thank Lulu and all your team for this extremely precious collaboration we've been having. And with this slide, I'd like to give the floor, I will stop sharing and I'll give the floor back to you, Lulu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paula. A round of applause again to our Geo Secretariat for the powerful presentation. This is so wonderful. We are at a time where our country is reviewing white paper on local government, and I think this initiative is coming very handy with the country. And with that, you know, they have, our colleagues have just built the global view, and now we would like to bring it closer to home. By so saying, please join me as we welcome Mr. Chisikawe Mbapudi, a co-chair of, sorry, Miss, my apologies. Chisikawe Mbapudi, a co-chair of the Earth Observation COP, who will take us through the South African Geo-Knowledge Hub platform and its potential for strengthening national coordination and access. Over to you, Chisi.
Good morning. I hope, Paula, it's still morning on your side, right? I do believe we do share the same time zone. Thank you.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Thank you, Chair, for Thank you, Chair, for allowing me to stand here to give the presentation regarding the work that we have done. And also, again, as our Chair said, and our Geo-Secretariat colleagues have done a wonderful job on holding our hands into developing this wonderful tool that we will be presenting to you today. And again, Paula, Felipe, and Kalmekas, thank you very much. My name is Chiskawe Mpapuri, but don't tongue bite yourself, Chisi is still okay. And I am a co-chair, EO Infrastructure, and I co-chair with Dr. El Hadi, who is unable to join us this morning. And I am from NTCSA, National Transmission Company, South Africa. So before I start, colleagues, I would like to congratulate, I would like us to give a hand of applause to Leo Shilwane for being nominated, and that he will be a chair of Insuti Data. On his absence, if he's not here. Oh, he's here. Oh, please. Thank you for being here, and may you stand up again, sir. Here he is, and he is the one who will be chairing the Insuti Data Working Group, and we do believe on his base, one of those days he will present the wonderful work that they are doing within the Zion. All right, I will be presenting to you the South Africa Geo-Knowledge Hub platform, and it's the platform that we have been developing together with the Geo-Secretariat colleagues. And again, on that, I will be probably committing a sin to continue with the presentation without us saying thank you to Lulu, our secretariat, who have been really in the forefront of this engagement and ensuring that we do the work and ensuring that today we are able to stand comfortably to show you what we have done. All right, this work, it began in 2022, where the EO infrastructure and other CoPs were launched, and some of the highlights during the session in 2022, I do hope that most of you do remember that very much well attended online CoPs launch and CoPs launch. And in terms of the EO infrastructure, we were very much clear into the fact that there is a need within the country. One of the need is to promote integration, harmonize, and to also look at the interoperability of the system and dissemination of data and tools. Like what the last speaker indicated, you can have as much data as you have, but if you don't have the tools, if you don't have the know-how, you are still very much helpless. So we looked at that, and we did realize that it is a need within the community where EO infrastructure is best positioned to take that role and to ensure that our communities do have the tool to work with. On that, going forward, we also look at it to support various organizations and various initiatives, your SIOS, and SST, and SDGs, and etc. Those are some of the areas that the tool or our infrastructure will be supporting. And again, during our session, it was really clear that we are very much fragmented in terms of the tools, in terms of the data, in terms of the work in general that we are doing within the EO infrastructure. So one of the main things was to bring all EO communities together and having an infrastructure that will actually defragment what is fragmented, to make sure that now we work together. There is no duplication of effort, no duplication of information. You are aware of what is happening. There is more transparency in the space. So therefore, the COP, the EO infrastructure COP, its existence is based on the fact that we need to bring alignment and a community-driven coherence to our EO ecosystem. Some of the objectives are the following. Just to align, we wanted to align our efforts to increase accessibility and to support the real world challenges. We have seen with the previous speaker what Paula presented. There are so many challenges, and some of the things, climate change hazards, are being felt by everyone, all institutions, all countries. We are facing that, and we do need information, we do need data, we do need tools, we do need infrastructure to be able to do analysis that will assist. So we look at the promotion of data integration and harmonization across institutions. So what I'm doing at NTCSA, it shouldn't be hidden. So it has to be exposed, and we need to be transparent. What are the projects that we are doing? So if I am doing flood analysis, or I'm having a power line that is being designed along Flora's municipality, and I'm doing flood analysis, Flora must be able to tap into the work that I have done. So that is one thing that we need to integrate. We need to make sure that the platform is interoperable and it improves discoverability of the EO data set. A platform that is not interoperable, it still drives fragmentation. So it's not going to help. So we need to make sure that we are more into open source. We've got a mind of an open source when we build this platform. We need to facilitate and align with international best practices and standards. We do know that whatever work that you do, it has to align with certain standards. We do have various standard bodies that are developing standard, working very hard to develop standard for the development of the tools, standard on how you process the data, standard on how you acquire the data. So various standardizations such as your ISO, your OGC and others, they are able, and locally, South African Bureau of Standard, we are able to assist in terms of that, and we need to make sure that we align. And then we look at the enabling the operational use of EO through shared infrastructure. What do we mean by that? If the infrastructure, it is not being shared, we're not going to enable that operational use. We all know that organizations they've got different budget, and if they don't have infrastructure in place, they're not going to be able to operationalize their EO activities. So each of these activities really directly shaped and designed the purpose of SA Knowledge Hub. So now I spoke about fragmentation, and that is a very, very big problem across the industry, especially in our industry. We find ourselves we don't really think twice about duplicating effort, duplicating the data. So we look at EO system in South Africa. One of the things is it still remains in silo and disconnected. So we need to address that, and to address this particular challenge, we need a system that is accessible. We've got multiple institutions that host their own independent platform that we don't even know of, and some of those platforms, they can really assist us, all of us as a community, to move forward speedily. It can assist efficiency and effectiveness in terms of your projects. And we look at, we don't have a common framework for the discovery of data. And not only the discovery of data, some of the data sets that are sitting there, they don't have metadata accompanied, which makes it very difficult. If you are working with the data within metadata, it makes it very difficult to use it going forward, because you can't answer the quality. You will be unable to answer the quality of the data. You will be unable to answer even some of the questions that are brought, or some of the questions that with regard to the product or your results. So on that, fragmentation really, like I said, it leads to inefficiency. We become very much ineffective, and we miss a lot of opportunities, because as we are fragmented, and you think that the best thing that one can do is to gatekeep your system, your platform, your data, your analysis results, and all that, what you are doing, you are missing the opportunity to also to improve what you have, because you will never know. Someone can assist you to improve where you have left, and then we grow as a community. And again, duplication of investment. Most of us here, we find ourselves, most of organizations, or most of us here, our organizations are funded by government, are funded by National Treasury. So you find yourself recycling your budget around for the very same thing. So we need to really look at the defragmentation. We need to look at we need to look on the defragmentation of developing a defragmented system on that, and that is one of the things that we have been working on. And again, based on those challenges, South Africa Geo-Knowledge Hub was born, and it takes a lot of engagement, a lot of hard work that was put into developing that, because as of 2022, this time when we are speaking, we have to stand before you with something tangible, something that you will say that the COP EO infrastructure has been doing some work. And on that, we have developed a digital platform that enables data discovery, data access to the data and information, and also allow the community to contribute its users, its resources on the platform. And also we look at within the platform, we build the knowledge packages. Our previous speaker, Paula, she spoke about the knowledge packages, and those are the knowledge packages that we also have within our space. And this particular platform, it will serve as a dynamic tool for learning, collaboration, co-development. And it is not just a website just to warn you. It's a space where you are going to gain a lot of insight in terms of the knowledge. You are going to get to understand what are your colleagues in other areas are doing within the country. And then again, you are also going to learn about the purpose and the progress. So it is very important that we all look at this as something that we really need to all, that we need to embrace and support. All right, so South Africa, as it was said, we pioneered the Geo-Knowledge Hub. We are leading this innovation and implementation in Africa. And also, we are the first in Africa to have a geo-aligned national knowledge hub. And then thank you to our colleagues who have really, through the engagement, they had an open door policy to say, South Africa, we can assist you to build this, and this is how we can assist you. And we really thank our partners from the Geo Secretariat. And our platform, again, it is linked with the GeoGram, your Digital Earth Africa, and other global EO infrastructure. So now you see the reason why you need to utilize this platform. From one platform, you are going to move from local to global. So therefore, which means that even the knowledge, if you get to the platform, you are looking for materials or resources within the South African space, you don't find it. Within the platform, you can quickly move into global, where you are going to find those material and also engage with the resources that will be able to help you. So this work, of creating a national model, it put us into a very good platform within Africa and globally. And we know that now we are going to have most of our African colleagues who will be engaging with us on how did you do this. So we are also looking forward to actually show them. And then why does Knowledge Hub matters? I mean, knowledge matters. And in our space, knowledge, it extremely matters, because the information that we develop, the results that we get, they inform decision making. And we do not want to develop a tool that no one can make decision based on. So we enable a centralized, trustworthy EO resources, and we link local priorities. We link it with local priorities. So that is your agriculture, your water, your climate change, your planning fraternity. So meaning that if now you are looking at climate change, you will go to the climate change, you will find resources, you will find your tools, you will find even other things that will, all resources that are related to climate change that will help you to actually work on your activities. So as agriculture. And this will really reduce duplication and enhances national resilience into through the shared access. And also we look at contributing our global to the global effort. We know that SDGs, monitoring of SDGs are the global effort. South Africa is also required to report on the monitoring of SDGs. And the geo framework and the disaster risk reduction. There we talk about the climate change induced disasters. We talk about the analysis, what are the disasters that are really affecting us that are climate change induced. And the system is fully open. So, which means that any of us, we can work on that system. And over and above that, how many who are here are private, having their private companies? Okay, welcome, because we've got a marketplace for you. If you developed your data or you develop your tools and you don't want your tools to be open, you can put it on a marketplace. And if one goes to the marketplace and they are interested, at least they know who to contact. And again, what you are working on, it is not it's not only you and your client who knows about it. So then it brings again that exposure. It also brings the exposure on your business, and also on the work that you are doing as a specialized, as a specialist on your area. So the GeoKnowledge Hub is critical, it is a critical infrastructure, and we want it to inform decision-making, collaboration, and innovation. We want us to, as of today, the way you've been working last week is gone. As of today, you are stepping into the new future. All right, it's a co-ownership and sustainability. Like I said, we need to work together. As I'm standing here as a co-chair of EO Infrastructure, this South Africa GeoKnowledge Hub, it is not owned by us, it is not owned by SAGO, it is owned by the entire EO community. So it is a top-down repository, and which we share with which community can share their resources. And also, we are expecting you to contribute, we are expecting you to shape this wonderful platform by contributing on it, reviewing and letting us know how is it working, and also evolving its content. So the co-ownership is essential to ensure that our platform, it remains relevant, and it is a representative of our need or our requirement, and it is sustainable. So the GeoKnowledge Hub, it will only succeed if we build it together. Again, I'm sure after the last slide you are asking yourself, how can you contribute? We as a community, we come from different areas, and we are expecting the GeoKnowledge Hub to be more of a, to get contribution from like 360 degrees of the EO communities. That is your government department, your researchers and academia, your private sectors, your NGOs, youth and innovators. And we are expecting you to actually load your AI script, load your models, load in your papers. Also, your papers are very much welcome, and they are very, very useful. So when you look at the GeoKnowledge Hub, it is not only looking at the data. We're looking at the tools, we're looking at the software, we're looking at the academic material, we're looking at your report. So if you don't have to necessarily publish an academic material for you to load on the GeoKnowledge Hub. Even the report that you do in your on your workplace, you can also load them in. If you have done a report maybe on the flood risk assessment, you can load that material in, and it will really help the community. And again, type of contribution and final call. Upload knowledge packages, that is your data, your workflow, your apps, and also your in-situ data. We're looking at that. Share your case studies, provide your script, your training resources, and also your sector-specific solution or your regional information, those who will be working, those who also work outside the boundaries of the country. So with this, I'm saying let's collectively take this responsibility on making the work that was done by EO Infrastructure and SAGO to be stronger, and also to last, and to make sure that we inform your decision. With that, colleagues, thank you very much, and that's it on my side with regard to GeoKnowledge Hub. Hopefully, we're going to see all of you contributing and all of you using the infrastructure that we just developed. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chizi, for a powerful South African perspective on GeoKnowledge Hub. Colleagues, we are running behind of schedule. And without any waste of time, I would like to invite our young blood in the Earth observation field, who has been actively involved in the work of GeoKnowledge Hub, who will give us a live demo on this work. And please join me in welcoming Mr. Kwanele Ngongoma to come and give us a live demo on the GeoKnowledge Hub for South Africa.
We begin on the front page. Let's go ahead and select South Africa. Now on the South African landing page, you can explore geo-focus areas, content categorized aligned with national challenges. The different stakeholders across South Africa include SANSA, CSR, NRF, SION. The two major enablers are EO, infrastructure and data governance. The key representative are from the SA team and also EO CoPs. So, the South African Geo network enables network exchange. Okay, this is the resource challenges page. From the challenges page, you can see different geo-focus areas. For each challenge, you can access a resource page which provides relevant data sets, tools, methods, documents. This supports support evidence-based planning. Key feature is from here you can see user case that link to external tools and systems developed in South Africa. These platforms showcase EO data in applied in monitoring and research and policy making. The GeoKnowledge Hub hosts a community of practice. They are a collaboration of experts, institutions, and stakeholders who work together. These are some of the examples of different CoPs, including agriculture, circular economy, natural resources, and climate action. These EPOS focus on implementing practical solutions. Joining a CoP is simple. Just follow the provided link, choose the CoP that you're interested in and which aligns with your interests. From there, you can begin contributing. Remember, you're not limited to one CoP. You can join multiple, especially since they cross content by nature. The Content Explorer, you can let you browse knowledge, your knowledge and insight from around South Africa. It's a great tool to discover new approaches, learn from international cases, studies, and brings that all knowledge into the South African context. All it takes is a simple search. To conclude, the South African ESO brings together data, people, solutions, empowering more informed decision through access, contributions. It's a lovely platform supporting South Africa's growth through EO. Thank you for joining me in this live demo.
Thank you so much, Kwanele, for South African perspective live demo of our GeoKnowledge Hub. The country is indeed moving in terms of making sure that Earth observation becomes a common language. It doesn't become foreign. So we really appreciate the work. With that, I would like to officially introduce our next speaker, Mr. Itumele Makoloi, to officially launch the exciting platform. Mr. Makoloi is the Acting Chief Director of DSTI. he will deliver SAGO Knowledge Hub launch statement. Thank you so much. Please let's welcome Mr. Makoloi on the podium.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Flora. As you can see, I'm not Mr. Itimele Makoloi, but I'll be speaking on his behalf because he could not make it this morning. And I'm not going to waste time because I see we are really behind. I'd just like to acknowledge the Geo Secretariat for all the efforts and then the work they've put in assisting South Africa or us to develop our own local Geo Knowledge Hub. I'd also like to acknowledge the Earth Observations Infrastructure COP that has been hard at work together with NEOSS, Kwanele in particular, trying to put this platform together on behalf of the community. And yeah, I think with that said, to the community, I'd like to say this is your platform, let's use it, let's test it, contribute to it, give advice where you need to give advice, and your experiences will be invaluable. Let us ensure that it's not the end product, but rather the beginning of a deeper, more inclusive and more resilient national knowledge system or knowledge hub. Thank you. With that said, I think I'll give it back to Flora.
Greetings once again. I do believe that you ask yourself, how did we manage to develop such a platform without the input from the data governance? And to the co-chair of the data governance, they have done such a wonderful work in helping us to identify even the themes, and they have been really working very hard together with the EO infrastructure. With that, colleagues, let's give them a big hand of applause, the data governance team.
Thank you so much, Chizi, for acknowledging the relevant stakeholders for making this work successful. And I also like to thank Tumi for standing in for Mr. Magoloi and for the launch of South African Geo Hub. We are excited for this work. We are at the point where we supposed to be breaking for having a short break, but we will need to go out and take a photo outside. But before then, I would like to apologize for the faint background earlier on. It will be improved before the next session. We would like to improve it before the next session so that everybody is able to see what's happening as the program is unfolding. Okay. We're going to have the QR codes where we are expected to populate the information. We have the form for SAGO Knowledge Hub, and let us all make sure that we do scan and populate our information as expected. And please let me know when you are done. Thank you so much. That brings us to the end of our session, our first session. And I would like to humbly thank all our speakers, all our presenters who participated in the first session this morning. It is indeed a great honor to have received that informative information from them in guiding the country going forward in terms of Earth observation and innovation space. So we will go out for a group photo outside, and in the next session we will come in, I don't know, I think after 30 minutes from now, 20 minutes from now, we are expected to proceed into the next session of Earth observation maturity indicator assessment. So let us all prepare to go out for a group photo. Thank you so much, colleagues, for your participation.